Daniel, it's great to meet you.
Thank you.
Stand Your Ground is great entertainment. I'm excited to talk to you about it, but I need to know, did you imagine this boy from Norway would be here today starring in movies?
Yes, and of course, it's you know what? One of my schoolmates told me this when I did Last Man Down. He came to me and said, "Daniel, do you remember when we had English classes? I think I was 9 years old, and I was born in Norway, and I think no, maybe we were 8 years old or something. We started doing English quite early, and then the teacher was telling us, well, why do we need to learn English? And the answer is it's the language of trade, and when you travel and do business, you need to learn this, and so on. And then I said, I need to learn English because I'm going to Hollywood and make movies. So that was a dream early on. The dream disappeared a little bit in my teenagers. Was focusing on bodybuilding and powerlifting and all these things, and I love doing that kind of things. But that kind of seed from childhood stayed with me. But when I kind of started retiring from bodybuilding competitions, and I'm a sportsman, I have this. I need to have a goal. I need to have a goal to thrive in life. But then this seed come back to me. It's like, Daniel, do the movies. Go back. You remember the movies, and it's like, yeah, but maybe I'm getting too old. It's like, but I wasn't that old. But it's like you're gonna succeed with this. You should start in your teenagers and have a breakthrough in your 20s and so on. So I had a thought about it, and then kind of it came more and more back. I started playing with some friends of mine that had cameras. We made some short films, and I'll tell you, it was really bad. Really bad short films. But at the same time, I love doing it. It was so fun, it's like, and I said, well, this is really bad. I probably need to go to an acting class or something. So I went to an acting class, and I started training, and then I get more and more into it, and I love it more and more. So yes, one part of me knew, another is like succeeding in movies or succeeding in Hollywood. Not easy. I'm not coming from a small village in Norway. It's hard enough even if you're born in Los Angeles or London or something. It's so hard to succeed. There's a lot of people want to do it, but to succeed and become a lead or something is very hard. So was the odds quite low, I guess, but I think the thing that kept me going is my sports mindset. I I want to win in life, and when I focus on something, I'm willing to give everything. And when I got this kind of going with this kind of, and then it just started rolling more and more. I just give more and more, and before I know it, every part of me is ready to do this and give everything. And then you just punch your way through things. Like Rocky says, like it's not about hard to hit. So not about how hard you hit, but about how hard you can keep going, hit and keep going. And this is really the thing for me, I think. You go. I remember going on some. I went to acting school in Los Angeles, the Ivana Chubbuck. All these great actors, and then there I came with my accent and all these things, and I like they are not. They struggle to get this. How can I? And then it's back to I remember. I study Arnold through my life. My dad he teach me about him when I was 6, 7 years old. He showed me a picture of him. Those old black and white pictures on Venice Beach of Arnold, Franco Colombo, and Luther, and all these guys. And he told a story about this guy that came out of nothing from Austria, and he just gave everything and made he kind of like Arnold say he had his accent. He become an asset. So I was thinking, okay, he got a point. He's like, is Maybe it's an asset. Maybe it could be an asset. At least, I don't know if it's an asset, but at least it kept me believing it's possible, and then you just punch through walls all the time until you, and I'm still punching walls because I'm not where I want to be, but I'm getting there. I'm getting closer. You aim at the stars. You may land on the moon. You may even land on the star. Who knows? So it's yeah.
No, I love that. That's a great answer. You're really in depth. I love hearing everything you just said. That also, looking at Rocky, looking at your bodybuilding background, and bringing a lot of stuff that you did there to acting. I love that. A lot of things translated from your bodybuilding career to becoming an actor, which is fantastic. I love hearing that. And you obviously had some great role models to look up to, including your dad and then everyone else he showed you. So growing up, what were some films and other actors that kind of you loved watching on screen?
The first movie I can remember, really remember, there's not like adult movies. So it's my dad is watching Rambo 2. The opening sequel, and when he's in jail and he's shopping and the colonel is coming, Rambo, and he turn around and my mother, she's quite religious. She's Christian, and she was kind of, Daniel, you can see these kind of things. You're not, because it's not good for your mind and all this. My dad was a little bit more like, oh, he was a little bit more a wild person, and back in the days when he was young, I think they kind of. So I was sneaking in behind the chair, watching, and he knew, but he let it go. My mom didn't know, and I was Rambo 2 with him, and I never forgot those scenes of Stallone in Rambo 2. A little bit later, maybe a half year later, I was commando with a friend of mine in his house. We went back from school. He had one of those, I don't remember if it's DVD or it's cassettes, but at least he had commando. We put it on, and Arnold with a saw and a big tray on his shoulder with a cigar. All this just made me this. This is why probably I said what I said when I was, it's like, wow, this is what I want to do in life. This looks so cool. So and then from there on, I watched Rocky. Rocky is a different type of movie, but the inspiration of keep punching, and never give up. You have and then I think from there on, I watched a lot of movies with my friend without my mom knowing. My mom didn't know because I went to my friend because he had all these movies. I saw a lot of these movies from everything from Bloodsport and Kickboxer, um, yeah, all the guys from the 80s, and some of this is in the 90s, so we also see some of the 90s movies, The Terminator, Die Hard, and and so on. So that's really those movies from that time, and of course, who inspire me is the same guys, because I saw them, I want to be like them. And then, of course, I think my dad had a lot of influence without maybe he thinking about it, because he is a gym owner. He had a gym and he was competing in bodybuilding. He was training a lot of powerlifters, even world champions. And I was in the gym with all these strong guys, and some of my people babysitting me is like a world champion. It's like, because my dad had to do this, is like, can you take care of him? Yeah, Daniel, go home to him, and I'll pick you up in a couple of hours. So a lot of I joke about this. A lot of the old gym guys in my dad's gym is kind of my backup uncles. I feel it's like a backup uncles because I grew up with them. And it teach me a lot of things. So of course it's a masculine environment. Um, I remember one of the power lifters, he said, Daniel, you're not a proper man before you lift 200 kilos in bench press. That's like, okay, I get it.
A lot of influences from all different walks of life, but they all
Yeah.
molded you into the giant man you are today. And this film, Stand Your Ground, I love all the intense action sequences and the fights. So as a former bodybuilder, that obviously, so it's got the awesome physique. How do you balance that raw power with like the precise choreography when it comes to filming those scenes and making sure everything looks obviously authentic and real, but obviously you got to sell it at the same time?
So a lot of the process when I start transcending into an actor or action actor, I did a lot of training. Just like I proceed like I do with bodybuilding or powerlifting or strongman or whatever, you do your homework, you do your training. So for a couple of years, I was just punching, doing stunt training, going courses, train with stunt guys. I travel abroad to train with like private military contractors. I did people that went on missions, into Iraq and these places, into Africa. And I was training with them, full level. So no bullshit. I'm doing the same thing they do. And over that process, I learned how to use, or like I really understand how to use weapon, but also I understand how dangerous it is because you like to kind of as a child you play with the guns, the toy guns, but these are not toys, it's dangerous stuff. So you need to find a balance. Yes, it's fun to do, but you need to respect the weapons. And through that training, I understood and respected weapons. They're very careful with things and the stunt training. So doing all this made me into some, not just a clumsy bodybuilder. I'm flexible. I know how to use the weapons. I know how to work with the stunt team, and I understand health and safety. And when we do stunts, because I've trained with them, I've done the thing with them, so they can speak to me like it would speak to another stunt performer.
Yeah, that's awesome that you went through all that intensive training. You obviously want to mold your craft better and to get those real life
Mhm.
experiences is super awesome. You can see on screen, you sell it so well. All the sequences are fantastic. Very serious film, but talk about some of the lighthearted moments on set. Between shooting the scenes, were there any unexpected laughs or fun moments between all these intense scenes that stand out to you?
Well, one funny moment, or kind of depend how you see it. Probably funny for people watching, but so you've seen the movie. So there's a big action piece where I run through the house without telling too much about it, but I'm running through, and that was shot as one piece. And we didn't use digital. We were using, this kind of soft gun thing with the light inside. And when you shoot them, you see them go through, and it looked like real bullets. Like, we were shooting this, and the guy from the SFX team, the weapon armory, is coming over to me, and he's done this for 20 years or more. Daniel, I'm the one that's going to shoot on you. I've done this for 20 years. And just so you're aware, when you run, just keep the same pace. I'm gonna shoot 1 meter behind you, so don't worry about anything. Okay. And then we start the scene, right? And action. I run through the house. He doing his thing. Boom, 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 boom. I get to the stairs and he shoot me in the leg. So then
How
I
does that
continue up.
feel? So how does that feel?
It's a little bit painful,
Yeah.
but like, come on, I choose to action movies, so it's fine. And then I come down. Oh fuck! And it's like he said, you shot me. Oh, well, don't. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Just don't do it again. Keep the meter you promised me. So, yes. Sure you okay? I said, yeah, totally. I'm totally fine. It's like, but it's just like, the small funny things, and I just had to play a little bit with it, because it got some offers.
No, that's a funny story, and I'm impressed about how much happens in this movie. It is very intense. It's kind of, once it gets set up, it goes, and I love this whole cast in it too. Daniel, you know, I'm new to you, and you've sold me on what you're capable of. So I need to go back and watch what you did before, what you're going to end up doing. So I'm super excited we had this conversation. I'm super excited for what you have next for us in your career, because it's I know you're gonna keep on doing more and build up all the intense scenes that we've been getting from you from this movie, which is exciting. Really enjoyed Stand Your Ground, and hopefully we can talk again soon.
Thank you so much.